Hi guys, this is Daryl and welcome back to Book Odyssey. Today I'll be looking at faster than light travel concepts in sci-fi and how they plausibly get around its theoretical impossibility. Faster than light travel is pretty much synonymous with the genre, especially in space operas, but according to people who science, travelling faster than the speed of light is theoretically impossible. But the problem is, as any science fiction fan will know, you can't go hopping around space to battle aliens and topple intergalactic empires if you can't even get to them, right? Because of this, some well-loved sci-fi tropes often require a bit of imagination when it comes to this apparently steadfast law of physics. So how do some popular works of sci-fi get around this in a plausible way? First, let's take a quick look at what they're trying to get around. So let me preface this with a disclaimer. Clearly I am no physicist.
No shit, meat monkey.
Thanks, Bookbot. Appreciate your input as always. So as I was saying, early scientists, unable to perceive light's motion, thought it must travel instantaneously. Over time, however, measurements of the motion of these wave-like particles became more and more precise. Thanks to the work of Albert Einstein and others, we now understand light speed is to be a theoretical limit. Light speed, a constant called c, is thought to be not achievable by anything with mass. This is the ultimate speed limit, and only massless particles can ever attain it, such as photons, aka light particles. All massive particles can only approach it, but never reach it. The speed of light in vacuum is around 300,000 meters per second. Our Sun is 150 million kilometers away from Earth. This means the time that the light from the Sun takes to reach Earth is just 8 minutes and 20 seconds. Pretty nippy. By contrast, one of the fastest human-made objects ever built, the New Horizons space probe, which passed by Pluto in July 2015, reached a speed relative to the Earth of just over 16 kilometers per second. So you can see this is well below the 300,000 kilometers per second. There are many reasons why an object can't move faster than the speed of light. Most of them I do not understand. But what I do manage to grasp is that as objects travel faster and faster, they get heavier and heavier. The heavier they get, the harder it is to achieve acceleration, so you can never get to the speed of light. A photon can reach these speeds because it has no mass. But that doesn't mean all sci-fi that uses faster than light travel is utter nonsense. There have been theoretical propulsion drives hypothesized that could take an object to near light speeds, but these involve squashing or bending space-time around the ship, or in some instances tearing through it. These are the little grains of possibilities that sci-fi writers cling to. Let's look at the method used by author John Scalzi in his latest space opera trilogy, the Interdependency series. The Interdependency is a 1,000-year-old human empire of 48 star systems connected by the flow, which are a network of naturally occurring streams in the galaxy that allow for faster than light travel. Each stream is one way and has an entry point and an exit point connecting the empire across light years and allowing for trade routes. Without these flow streams, most of the planets wouldn't have enough resources to support the humans living on the worlds, meaning the end of not only the empire, but humanity. Travel through these flow streams is not without dangers. Ships have to surround themselves with a protective bubble while in the flow. If they didn't, or if the bubble stopped working, the ship and everyone in it would simply stop existing. In the Interdependency, family-owned megacorporations control all interstellar trade. The trading houses are incredibly wealthy from government-sanctioned monopolies. When research emerges that suggests the flow streams are shifting, political infighting and grasps for power ensue. So as you can see, Scalzi has gotten around the issue by creating what are essentially naturally occurring wormholes in space that people can use to traverse from one point in space to another. Wormholes are loops in space-time that are consistent with Einstein's theories, which could allow for an object to hop from one bit of the universe to another via an anomaly in space-time, like a cosmic shortcut. The object travelling through the wormhole would not exceed the speed of light per se, but it could theoretically reach a certain destination faster than light could if it took a normal route. But wormholes aren't the only fictional method used in sci-fi that involve tearing through space-time. let's look at methods Dan Simmons uses in my all-time favourite sci-fi series, the Hyperion Cantos. Within this series there are a number of ways humans use faster than light travel. Firstly, there's the Hawking Drive, which is a faster than light propulsion system employed by starships in the hegemony of man, which are a network of interdependent and politically unified worlds inhabited by humans across the galaxy. The Hawking Drive is named after physicist Stephen Hawking, although it was derived only vaguely from his ideas. The drive itself is capable of enabling spacecraft travel at thousands of times the speed of light. The first two books in the series, Hyperion and the Fall of Hyperion, Simmons also employs another form of faster than light travel, something called a Farcaster system. This is an instantaneous transportation technology that allows 2 points in the universe separated by a vast distance to be brought together at a constructed Farcaster portal. The Farcaster network connects hundreds of planets in the world web, allowing transportation between connected worlds without any time discrepancy, unlike the Hawking Drive. In the story, the Farcaster was developed by the AI Technocore, a conglomerate of artificial intelligences, and given to humanity. What Simmons does here is take the two loopholes in the faster than light conundrum and use them to imaginatively get around the issue. For Farcasters, AI far more intelligent than mankind create technology that can punch through space-time to create gateways for instant travel. And for the Hawking Drive, he builds on the fact that, while we might not have any such spacecraft that can travel at light speeds today, that's not to say we won't in the distant future. Even today, ideas of FTL drives exist. In 1994, theoretical physicist Miguel Alcubierre proposed the idea of a spacecraft where spacetime is squashed in the front of a vessel, pulling the ship forward, while spacetime behind the craft is expanded, creating a pushing effect. While the speed of light might be a constant, spacetime is malleable. Another of my favourite sci-fi universes that employ the idea of a faster than light drive is in the Duneverse, with the Holtzman drive. Set tens of thousands of years in the future, the Dune saga, or Duneverse, chronicles a civilization that has banned artificial intelligence, but has developed advanced technology as well as extraordinary mental and physical abilities. Vital to this empire is the harsh desert planet Arrakis, the only source of the spice melange, the most valuable substance in the universe. Within the Duneverse is the Holtzman drive, which was built following the theories of physicist Holtzman and uses the repellent force of subatomic particles. The Holtzman effect provides the basis of many technological developments throughout human history in the Duneverse. The most profound result of the Holtzman effect is the ability to fold spacetime using the Holtzman engine, and thus allow for instantaneous travel from one side of the universe to the other. Holtzman engines are the special space-folding engines used by the Spacing Guild, an organisation which holds the exclusive rights to faster-than-light space travel. So, as you can see, Dune uses the malleability of space-time to theorise technology that can create man-made folds and allow for FTL travel, all still remaining consistent with Einstein's theories. This can also be said of the conjoiner drives that exist in Alastair Reynolds' Revelation Space Universe. In the Revelation Space Universe, ships use conjoiner drives, starship engines that use quantum mechanics to propel starships up to relativistic speeds, giving such ships the name light huggers. How conjoiner drives work is that they contain a small wormhole linked to the distant past, through which they draw their propulsion energies from the quark-gluon plasma created by the Big Bang. This gets around one of the issues with the theoretical Alcubierre drive I spoke about earlier, in that for the Alcubierre drive to work, the amount of energy it would need to simply start the process would be equivalent to the entire mass of Jupiter. After that, the energy would have to continue being provided constantly in order to ensure the process did not fail. Reynolds, who is literally a space scientist, uses the quark-gluon plasma created in the Big Bang as an abundant energy source because, if you remember, as objects travel faster and faster, they get heavier and heavier. And the heavier they get, the harder it is for them to achieve acceleration, so this requires colossal amounts of energy. In the Revelation Space Universe, the light hugger ships capable of FTL mount a pair of conjoiner drives, both of which are controlled by a disembodied brain that performs rapid calculations to control the internal drive reactions. The invention of the drive came about after instructions for it were received via a method of communication using a tunnel through space-time, where users can exchange knowledge with their past, future and alternate selves. So all of the FTL methods keep themselves pretty nicely contained on the edges of what we currently understand to be physically possible. But what we haven't mentioned yet, and this is where things get even stranger, is the possibility of FTL methods that use subspace. In Arthur C. Clarke's 2001: A Space Odyssey, an ancient and unseen alien race uses a device with the appearance of a large crystalline monolith to investigate worlds across the galaxy and, if possible, to encourage the development of intelligent life. Humans discover such a device on the Moon, and a mission is launched with the objective to explore the space of Saturn, where a radio signal is being directed from the lunar monolith to look for further clues as to the aliens' intent. Dave Bowman and his deputy pilot the Discovery with this hidden mission, and after a series of incidents, Bowman finds himself alone and exploring the second monolith found on a Saturn moon. Through the monolith, he is transported to an unknown star system, through a large interstellar switching station, and sees other species spaceships going through en route. The Stargates, as Clarke calls them, are doorways through which hundreds of thousands of light years can be travelled in mere seconds. Although it's never explained how this works or the technology it uses, I interpreted this as a form of subspace travel, where the craft enters a type of hyperspace it must traverse for a time, albeit obviously significantly less time than travelling through conventional space. What's interesting here is that the gates don't connect the 2 points, but each Stargate takes you to what could be thought of as a subspace hub of Stargates that are clustered like a honeycomb, which you can then go back and forth to reach your destination. This subspace hub is described in the book as being almost like seeing the universe from the inside out, almost as a universe in itself within a universe, possibly where the laws of physics as we know it and Einstein's special theory of relativity do not apply. So that's it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. I'd love to get your thoughts on this topic in the comments section below. Please hit the like button to support the channel. It really does help me out and I appreciate it. And also subscribe if you haven't already if you want more videos from me. We discuss all things books here, mostly sci-fi with a bit of fantasy. So if that is your thing, please stick around. So until next time guys, happy reading.